I'm gearing up for the next season of House of the Dragon like a knight polishing his armor before war. And no, that's not a metaphor. Get your head out of the gutter. Season 1 had more family drama than a holiday dinner with the Lannisters, and now we're diving headfirst into the Dance of the Dragon Civil War.
I love this show, man.
I'm counting down the days until Season 2 hits our screens on June 16th, 2024. But what's especially cool is that this time, there are no confusing time jumps or surprise actor swaps. Nope, Season 2 is keeping it real time. Which means I won't need a master's degree to follow the storyline this time. And speaking of storyline, get ready for some serious loyalty shifts and dragon-fueled showdowns. The Greens versus the Blacks. It's like a colorful Game of Thrones. Sure, Season 2 might have 2 fewer episodes than usual, but who cares when there's more dragon action and family feuds than a Targaryen family reunion? And did I mention the trailers? More dragons, more battles, and more reasons to cancel all plans and cozy up with HBO Max. Or is it Max? Who the hell knows? Who cares? Unlike the fandom's obsessive theorizing with Thrones, House of the Dragon will be adapted from George R.R. Martin's finished novel, Fire and Blood, so its course is pretty much laid out. Yet so far, fans of the fantasy series have been doing a fantastic job not revealing the fates of many of its popular main characters, even as many of the show's deaths and major plot twists have been coming fast and loose. But new characters are strutting onto the scene like they own the place. We've got Clinton Liberty, there's no way that's a real name, who sounds like he could dance his way out of any dragon-related disaster. He's playing Adam of Hull, aka the Dragon Seed. Now, I don't know about you, but I've never met a dragon seed before. Sounds like something you find growing in Daenerys' garden, doesn't it? Then there's Jaime Kenna, a resident soap opera star turned senior knight. Sir Alfred Broom, with an E. May sound like your typical knight in shining armor, but I'm sure that he has a couple of secrets he'd rather sweep away. Next on the list is Tom Taylor, stepping into the shoes of none other than Lord Cregan Stark. Now, you'd think a Stark would stick to the chilly north, but who am I to judge? He's the king of the north. I'm sorry, I had to. And let's not forget about Vincent Regan, Kieran Bew, and Tom Bennett, all bringing their own brand of charisma to the table. So Rickard Thorne, Hugh, and Ulf may not sound like the most fearsome names in Westeros, but hey, you never know who's hiding a dragon up their sleeve. With these new faces joining the likes of Rhaenyra, Alicent, and Daemon, it's safe to say that Season 2 of House of the Dragon is shaping up to be one wild ride. Remember how we were all scratching our heads wondering where the heck all the dragons were in Season 1 of House of the Dragon? Well, Season 2 is about to unleash a whole flock of them. 5 new dragons, to be precise. I mean 5. That's enough dragons to start your own fire-breathing circus. It's like a dragon enthusiast dream come true. And the names: Silverwing, Moondancer, Vermithor. They sound like they're straight out of a medieval fantasy novel. Unlike the days of Game of Thrones, where we spent more time theorizing than actually watching, House of the Dragon is sticking close to George R.R. Martin's finished novel, Fire and Blood. So we might not have to worry about unexpected plot twists, unless, of course, a dragon decides to do something crazy. But as you guys know, Season 2 is bringing us only 8 episodes. Yeah, I know, it's like being promised a feast and only getting an appetizer, but quality over quantity, right? At least that's what I'm telling myself as I try to cope with the loss of 2 precious episodes. And who knows, maybe those 8 episodes will be packed with enough dragon drama to make up for it. Speaking of drama, let's talk about Rhaenyra and Daemon, uncle husband and niece wife. Yeah, it's as complicated as it sounds. Love knows no bounds, right? Even if those bonds happen to be familial ties and centuries-old traditions. And with Aegon II thrown into the mix as the newly crowned king, it's like a Targaryen family reunion gone wrong. After Rhaenyra's first husband kicks the bucket, she and Daemon decide to tie the knot themselves, because you know, nothing says true love like relatives related by blood. And when you know it, they pop out a couple of royal rugrats, Princess Aegon and Viserys. Now let's talk about House Velaryon. These folks are the naval bigwigs of Westeros, with more ships than you can count and a seahorse on their flag that's fancier than a knight in shining armor. Once thought to be as extinct as my chances of ever understanding the rules of Severus? I looked up how to pronounce that. Dragons are making a comeback thanks to Daenerys Targaryen and her nifty egg-hatching skills. House Velaryon is out there with the biggest navy in town, ready to conquer the seas. They may not have dragons, but hey, who needs fire breathers when you've got a fleet of ships at your disposal? We got King Aegon II leading the charge of Greens, along with his trusty sidekicks Alicent, Otto Hightower, Ser Criston Cole, Aemond, and let's not forget Vhagar, the big mama of all dragons. And just when you thought things couldn't get any crazier, they go and off Rhaenyra's son, Luke. I bet Rhaenyra isn't exactly sending them fruit baskets for their kindness. But according to Emma D'Arcy, who plays Rhaenyra, all bets are off for Season 2. She's ready to unleash her inner dragon and show these Greens who's boss. And who could blame her? You mess with the Dragon Queen, you get the fiery wrath. It's just common sense. And speaking of fiery wrath, Tom Glencairn, our very own King Aegon II, is gearing up for some serious havoc in the upcoming season. He's even hinting at riding his dragon into battle, or at least, that's what I think he means when he talks about getting his body in shape. Season 2 is picking up right where Season 1 left off. We're jumping right back into the action. And we're talking about a 10-day gap between seasons. That's like waiting for a pizza delivery and realizing that it's been sitting outside for 10 minutes, still hot, but with a hint of dragon breath. Now, Season 1 had us all on the edge of our seats, with Rhaenyra and Alicent going at it like cats in a bag of wildfire. And the finale promised us an even juicier Season 2 with more battles, more drama, and hopefully fewer or more family reunions ending in bloodshed. The first episode of Season 2 of House of the Dragon is coming at us like a snowstorm in Winterfell, and it's called A Son for a Son. Remember that ominous letter from Prince Daemon to Princess Rhaenyra talking about an eye for an eye, a son for a son? Yeah, that's the one. Well, turns out it's not just poetic mumbo-jumbo. It's a promise of payback for the death of Queen Rhaenyra's son, Lucerys. And you know what they say in Westeros, when someone takes your kid, and you take theirs back, you take theirs right back. Yep, that's the saying. Moving on. But this time, not only are we getting a Stark cameo, we're heading back to Winterfell. Lord Cregan Stark is stepping into the spotlight, and let me tell you, this guy's got more northern grit than a snowstorm in the Frostfangs. He's tough, he's handy with a sword, and he's about to become a major player in this dragon-fueled drama. So get ready for some icy stares, fiery showdowns, and enough family feuds to make the Lannisters look like the Brady Bunch. A Son for a Son is just the beginning, folks. And if the rest of the season is anything like this episode, we're in for a wild ride through the Seven Kingdoms. Winter may be coming, but so is the next chapter in the Targaryen saga, and it's gonna be epic. But what about the Battle of the Gullet, the bloodiest sea brawl this side of Blackwater Bay? Now, sitting on the edge of my seat, popcorn in hand, ready to witness some serious naval warfare, we've got House Velaryon, the big fish in the sea, blockading Blackwater Bay like it's going out of style. And then you've got the Blacks, led by Rhaenyra Targaryen and her half-brother Daemon, squaring off against the Greens and their pale, the Triarchy. But because it looks like we might have to wait a bit longer to see this epic clash unfold on screen, rumor has it the Battle of the Gullet might be making a fashionably late entrance in Season 3 of House of the Dragon. Now I know what you're thinking. Why the delay? Well, it seems like the showrunners are shaking things up, rearranging the chess pieces on the board to keep us guessing. Maybe they're trying to build up the suspense, like when your mom threatens to take away your phone but doesn't actually do it until 3 days later. Mom! But because good things come to those who wait, by pushing back the big battle, the show could dive deeper into the juicy stuff. You know, the political intrigue, the character drama, the stuff that keeps us coming back for more like addicts craving their next fix. So, we might have to twiddle our thumbs a bit longer before we get to see the ships go boom! Trust me when I say, it'll be worth the wait. After all, nothing hypes up a battle like anticipation, am I right? So sit tight, grab your sea legs, and get ready for the maritime mayhem of a lifetime. It's gonna be a wave of epic proportions.